So yesterday I made an Instagram story and I said if my photo gets 20,000 likes, I'll make a video on how I edited this, like to get all that color. And and I guess it didn't exactly get it, but if you round up, it's the same. So I'm still making the video, okay? Don't get me wrong, I really actually want to make this video because I think you guys will like it. And I've never really done an edit like that crazily before. Like I've done a bunch of like cool, color tricks and whatnot before, but this, just how different it looked, like I'm pretty proud of that one. So I really do want to make a video about this, and hopefully you guys will learn something from it. So I'm gonna jump into the video right now. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and next time we should break 20K, okay? So before I even talk about any editing, like I just want to say it starts when you're actually taking the photo. What you want to do if you have like a sky like that where it's kind of like brighter than whatever's down here, when you take the picture you want to expose for the sky. You want like the sky not to be blown out just because the foreground is darker, because making the shadows brighter is always way easier than making like highlights darker. That's why the brighter part should always be the one that you're setting up your exposure for. So let's say I'm like taking a photo out of this window, so I would basically, let me put my camera down actually. So just to show you what I'm talking about, for this picture we have like two basic components. We have these like walls around my window, and then we have the view outside of my window. And if I was to set up my camera to be evenly lit for the walls, the window would be way too bright. Everything outside would be totally blown out. There's literally no way to get that detail back if you take the picture like this. But when you expose it for the window and the view outside of it, the walls get darker, but you can just brighten that with your edit. And this is the right way you should take the picture, because that gives you the most even lighting and allows you to edit like way more effectively than if you do it the other way. Also, say hi to Socks. What's up? Damn. Your whiskers look bomb as fuck today, bro. Actually, I don't even know if Socks is a girl. I think she might be a guy. We'll have to figure that out later. It's kind of a mystery to me, but she's definitely getting an Instagram soon. Just a little break in the video just to show you my cat because she's hella cute. And I have another cat named April. What the fuck are you doing? I have another cat named April. She's actually my favorite because I've had her for like 2 years. I have no idea where she is either. Yeah, there she is. You're my favorite cat, you know that? I love you so much. You're the real OG, actually. Okay, back to the video. My bad. Just wanted to play with my cat. So yeah, the reason why I wanted to cover that part about how you take the photo so extensively is because that's literally one of the most important parts if you want to get an edit like that on your photo, is you have to get the shot correct when you take it. There's no like magical editing solution that will fix your mistake. Like you have to do it perfectly when you take the photo, otherwise it really just won't work. I'll show you how I did the edit right now. Let's get it. So on this photo I kind of did it differently than usual. So what I did was I did like kind of like a basic edit on the actual picture. Like I did highlights all the way down just to make sure everything's like evenly lit, and then I just turned up shadows and blacks and whites. So I made everything kind of brighter except for highlight, and then just turned up the vibrance and saturation. That's honestly how I got most of my colors, just I made the saturation hella high. It's on 90 right now, and that really actually does the difference. Because if you want to post a picture to Instagram, what a lot of people don't know is that it actually desaturates your photo when you post it. So if you want it to look super good on a phone, you kind of want to oversaturate it when you edit, just a little bit, like not like too much, because obviously then the effect will be totally fucked. Just a little bit, like 90 is honestly kind of a lot, but it looked good on this photo. So the main thing though that I wanted to go over is for this picture especially, I used the brush, and I've talked so much before about the brush. And on this brush, I used the brush on the bottom here to make this part brighter. I put the exposure at like 0.59. Also, the main part, I turned down the saturation on this part of the photo. So if I didn't turn this part down and leave it at 0, this part would be way too saturated. You can't really tell on this camera, but it just doesn't look good. This looks way better. Tell me that doesn't look way better with like less saturation. I could even put it less than that and make it look even more dank. But that's super important. I usually use brushes to make sure that everything in the photo is edited perfectly. And I use the top brush up here just to make the blue a little bit more saturated. I turned up to 41. If I left it at 0, I don't know, it just doesn't look that good. But saturated, yeah, way better. It's just tiny things like that that you have to remember when you edit, because that overall helps the quality of the photo. And then I also individually like turned up the colors that I wanted to pop out the most. So the red and the orange especially, like I wanted those to pop. You would be surprised though, the yellow isn't that high up, but look, there is literally like not that much yellow in the photo. I could just turn this down and up, nothing really changes. There isn't yellow, even though this looks kind of yellowish. Doesn't that look kind of yellowish? I think it does, but I guess that doesn't count. I kind of turned up the orange here to make it look yellowish, so that's probably why. I could have made the blue a little bit more luminant and then made it like brighter-ish, but I just don't want people to focus on this part. I want people to just like stare directly in the center, so that's why this is a little darker. Also, one of the final things I want to talk about for this photo is the dehaze. This plus 18 here, insanely important, because watch what happens if I don't put 18 dehaze on here and I just leave it at 0. Watch what happens. The photo looks like garbage compared to what it used to. Like, look at the difference. It's an insane difference. Dehaze literally can make or break your photo depending on like how much you put. If I put too much on it, it just looks like, look at that, that's trash. Like, you have to literally have the right amount because it modifies your photos so much. Like, I can't even like describe. Like, if I turn, look at that, I put it on the other side. Actually, dude, I think this looks dank right here. Honestly, I might just leave it like that. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Final edit is over. Leave a like. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just gonna put it back. And then also these last couple of buttons right here, I still don't know like what I should call these. I don't even know like how they work really. I just move this one this way and it makes the photo look dank, and then I made the saturation super high on it as well. It's at 89. If I put this on 0, all I know is that if I put it on 0 it becomes purple and yellow, but if I put it this way, it basically changes the hue of the entire photo, and I think that like this kind of blue and that kind of reddish orange looks the best for sunsets. I always have this like way down here, not always at -100, but I always have the blue primary like almost all the way down, and the saturation usually up. Like, if I put the saturation on 0, it still looks good, but it's not as colorful as I want it to be. It's perfect the way it is right now. Also the green, I could have put it like way higher, to be honest, because I really like that red, but I guess this slider just kind of makes it yellowish and bluish just like the other one. I guess they kind of mainly do the same thing. But yeah, these things are also huge when you're editing your photo, and I see people overlook it all the time, so I just wanted to make sure. These little sliders can change every color scheme that you have in your photo. So they're really important. Also, dehaze is really important. And I've noticed many people, like, when I watch them edit, they always overlook those little sliders at the bottom. And they're just like, well, I don't really need to, like, mess with those. They don't really do that much. But they do. They actually, like, do a lot. So you should mess with those. You really should. And the tone curve, I usually slide this up a little bit just to put some fade on the photo. If I don't put it up, it just kind of, like, gets a little darker. And I don't like the way this looks. I feel like it's too, like, it just looks really weird to me, so I like to keep the fade on it just to make it like kind of dramatic. And clarity is at 25. I could have put it higher. It doesn't really do that much on this picture, but yeah, I don't know, I just kept it at 25. So honestly, I've already gone over the main points that I wanted to make in this video. I'll just go over them all again. The first one, when you're taking the picture, make sure that you expose it correctly. Because then you can't do any of the other stuff if you don't do that first. And people always think that it's just how I edit, but no, it's also the way you take the picture. That's super important. And then also, when you edit the photo, you want to make sure that you use your brushes to their fullest extent. You want to make sure that like the brush helps out your photo and gets any like minor adjustments that you need to make to any certain part. You can just, you know, make it bigger, make it smaller. You just make sure that like it does its job and like brightens part of the photo that needs it, makes it a little less saturated, because you want the color to be focused up here, and this brush is only down by this arrow, so that your eye still goes right here instead of being down at the bottom. The arrow still is obviously a huge part of the photo, but it's white. And then one more time, you can also edit individual colors. You go down here, edit these little color schemes, and then the dehaze, hella important, insanely important. What's up, Socks? What's going on? Dehaze, insanely important. You have to have it on literally the perfect amount. Even 0, it doesn't work. 18 was the perfect amount for this photo. I fuck with it hard. It's dope. Look, she's on my Yeezys. What is she gonna do? What are you gonna do next? Anyway, so yeah, find yourself a cool spot like this. I've shot this street many times. That's why you guys have probably seen these palm tree photos a lot, and you're probably just like, oh, Michael, why do you post that all the time? Because it's sick, okay? I love those kinds of photos. But find a dope spot like that, expose it correctly, and edit it like that. You'll get the most color out of your photo that you probably didn't even see when you were taking it. Because honestly, there's always extra color hidden like this, especially around like sunset time. Like this actually was around sunset time, but you just can't really tell from this because the sun didn't fully go down yet. But I managed to extract this much color from this photo, and all because of those little tips that I just gave you. And that's all from like experience of me doing this like many times. Like, this is definitely not the only occurrence of me editing a photo this way and like getting an insane amount of color from it. So that's gonna be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys learned something and you try this out on your own pictures. Leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more videos, and hopefully next time we'll actually hit 20K on my picture instead of me having to round it up, because I've only ever hit it twice on a picture before. So yeah, peace out, guys. I'm not it, yeah. Duck goose on a fine bitch, yeah. About to start up my fine bitch, yeah. Add a couple zeros to my wrist, yeah. Diamond dance till it's blinding, yeah. Who do you want me to be? What do you want me to be? Want me to be like this? Want me to be like him? Yeah. Fuck it, I'll be like this. Go make a beeline, bitch. Please just stop calling my phone.